Empanadas are either a baked or fried pastry that could have a savory filling like meat or a sweet filling like fruit and raisins. The origin of the word empanar means to wrap or coat in bread. Empanadas as we know today originally came from Galatia in Spain and Portugal. The first reference to empanadas was found in Persia and dates back to 100 BC. The first evidence appearance was in medieval Iberia during the time of the Moorish invasion. A cookbook published in Catalan in 1520 mentions empanadas filled with seafood. It is believed that empanadas are very similar to calzones and both derive from the Arabic meat-filled pies samosas. The Spanish cut up rectangular or circular pies into single servings, which made it a portable meal for working men. The dish was carried to Latin America and the Philippines by Spanish colonists, where they remain very popular to this day.
Hello, my name is Marta, and today we're going to be cooking Argentinian empanadas. First, we're going to be making the meat filling for the empanadas, which mine are going to be with beef, onion. Some are going to have olives. I'm not putting olives in all of them because I hate olives. So first we're going to put in the meat. Next we're going to put all the seasoning in. First we're going to add 2 tablespoons of paprika.
Empanadas mendocinas are typically found in the Mendoza region of Argentina, which is also rich in wines. It is typically stuffed with ground beef, a slice of hard-boiled egg, and a green olive slice.
This is not a precise science. Now we're adding 2 tablespoons of chili powder.
Although empanadas started out as a working man's food, many families have a day of the week dedicated to an empanada dinner.
Half a tablespoon of ground cumin. Cumin? Now we're going to chill the meat until the rest of the ingredients are ready to go. Before we start sauteing the other ingredients, we're going to start boiling the eggs, and those are one of the ingredients of the filling.
Empanadas are also widely found as street food from vendors or at fairs. They can be easily consumed while walking.
Now we're going to add the meat into the mixture of sauteed onion. We're going to saute the meat with the onions and mix this frequently. Now that the meat and onions are ready, we're going to take them off and let this cool down. And then we're going to add some fresh green onions and chopped oregano. So we have oregano here, and I just happened to get onions already chopped from the store. So once the meat cools down, we're going to add these to the filling. Now that the meat has cooled down a little bit, we're going to add the chopped oregano and green onion. And not every region uses green onion. The recipe that I found is a little bit whitewashed, so I think she just added green onion. But we'll see how that tastes. That was quite a bit of green onions.
As the empanada dish spread through Latin countries, its variation grew. Empanadas in Venezuela and Colombia are made with corn flour. In the Caribbean countries, yuca or plantain serves as a starch.
Now we're going to start making the dough for the empanadas. And we're going to use 3 cups of flour. Again, I could probably be more precise, but I'm just going to call it good. Alright. We're going to add half a teaspoon of salt. And because I don't have a mixer, I'm going to mix all of this by hand. First, we're going to add half a cup of butter. And we're just going to knead it in. So we kneaded the dough a little bit with the butter and cut the butter with the flour. Now we're going to add 1 egg yolk and a cup of warm milk. The one thing that makes Argentinian empanadas stand out is that they use milk in their dough, which makes the dough a lot creamier. Other cultures use different types of flour, and some of them use corn. So we added the yolk. The whisk wasn't really doing a good job, so I'm just going to knead the dough. Now that we have kneaded the dough, we're going to split it up into 2 smaller sized balls, and then we're going to put it in the fridge to chill for 30 minutes. So now I'm going to slice the eggs, the hard-boiled eggs, and a little bit of olives, and those are going to go in with the meat inside the empanadas. Now that we've let the dough chill for a little bit, we're ready to roll it out and make some round shapes. I'm just going to use a cup as a mold.
From my research on empanadas, I learned that they date back really far and that they are a staple in many Latin cuisines. I also learned that because empanadas stem from Arabic and Indian dishes like samosas, other countries have adopted a pastry-like dish with meat or sweet fillings as well. It seems like almost every country has some sort of hand pie in their culture.
Now I'm going to put the filling into the dough balls that I made, these little discs. We're going to put some meat filling, some boiled egg, and some of them will get a little bit of olive slice. And we're going to seal the edges with some egg whites and then use a fork to completely seal.
Empanadas first became a staple in Latin communities, including Argentina, due to their size and working men were able to bring them to work. Now, empanadas have become a family meal, a tapas-style meal for parties, as well as a really popular street food. They come in many varieties, and every community claims to have the best ones. My hope is to one day travel to different Latino communities to find out for myself who has the best empanadas.
So these have been baking for almost 25 minutes. And they look like they're just about done, so I'm gonna take these ones out. And they've got this nice golden tint to them, and that's from the yolk. So typically empanadas are served with some kind of dipping sauce, and that's usually a chimichurri sauce, which is made from herbs and an oil, most likely olive oil. I am going to make my sauce tomorrow because I will not be really eating these today. Ideally, you would like to eat them the same day as they are made, but I will be going to bed tonight. I am going to go ahead and try one. So they definitely need a dipping sauce with them because they are a little bit dry on their own, but overall I think that they turned out really well.